Let me ask, you've introduced an interesting element here with this idea of the potential for a cure or a vaccine, as it were, and some people are having some different opinions about that. Can you talk about how much that rift might grow within the group about whether this should be used?
Good question. I think at the moment we're kind of struggling in the dark a little bit, and we're sort of desperate to try and find something that's going to contain a situation should it get much worse. And I think, we feel like we're fighting a bit of a losing battle at the minute, and a cure seems like a very easy solution. But Simmons is all for a cure, and I think that it's not a long-term solution, but it's something that could maybe just help along the way. And especially with characters like Lash, if there's something that Andrew didn't want to be Lash, so if we could help people like that, but then obviously if a cure is in the wrong hands, then it gets used much more widely without maybe people's permission. It's a difficult question.
But it's also the other side of it, which is, is it a cure? I mean, is that even the right word? And so, because if Inhumans is sort of the next step in the evolutionary ladder, then you can't stop it. It's just what's supposed to happen. And so, when you take a look at it from Daisy's point of view, it's not a cure. It's actually an eradication. It's genocide. And when you're dealing with things at that level, and that's really when Marvel shines, and that is when you take a look at things that exist in the real world and conversations that people are having, and the ways that people are looking at different cultures and different genders and different ways of looking at people. We're all, at the end of the day, this is humanity that we're talking about. And so the question of whether or not there is something called inhumanity is something still to be explored. But if we're working towards the idea of stopping that, are we stopping something that shouldn't be stopped at all? And that really at its core will make our team ask those questions. But our team's been asking those questions since the beginning of this season, which is the introduction of powered people something that's good, or is that something that we should be afraid of? And that's how you get into the world of the Secret Warriors, which is, Coulson and Daisy had a very clear plan, which was we're going to find people who need our help, who need our training, and bring them in on our side. And this is a show that began with the motto, not all heroes are super, and now is dealing with the consequences of that and how to bring those people into their world and work with them. And it puts, in particular, Fitzsimmons in a very awkward place, which is, as scientists, you want to be able to figure out the best way of dealing with this. But as people and as friends of Daisy, what are they talking about doing?